Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm finally ready to go through my makeup collection. Yesterday I got on TikTok and basically just asked for help and suggestions on what I should do because 3 years ago I decided to stop doing beauty content completely, or 2 years technically, but 3 years ago I decided to stop buying makeup. Within that 3 years, my relationship with the consumerism side and overconsumption side of makeup and beauty has changed drastically. And my makeup collection, it is just a constant reminder of the person that I am not anymore. But I struggle with that a little bit because when I see like the products in these drawers, it reminds me of a young version of myself still discovering and experimenting with my look and just figuring out who I am and discovering a passion and a hobby. But I recognized really late in the game that that passion and that hobby was so intertwined with overconsumption. And that is just not how I choose to live my life today. And having this massive makeup collection still, it feels like such a burden. It takes up so much of my office. I've had this, let me see if I can even lift it up, this huge box of makeup sitting in here in this box for like a year now. And these are products that I've decluttered from my overall collection, but I just cannot bring myself to throw in the garbage because I feel so responsible for it, but I just cannot have it take up so much of my life anymore, and I think I'm ready to do something about it. My plan of action is I'm going to declutter by category, which is, you know, how I've decluttered before in the past. My friend Courtney suggested that the expired, unable to donate makeup I should completely clear out and bring it up to one of the stores that will recycle the plastic packaging, which is just going to be me basically pumping out every last drop of foundation or like scraping blush out of compacts. I'm going to commit to doing that so I can at least feel really good about that. And then also I've already started doing it, but I'm going to kind of make like a makeup time capsule. This is just a shoebox and I'm going to put items in here that I don't have intentions of using it, but the idea of throwing it away bothers me because like this was my very first eyeshadow palette that I ever bought. It's from Urban Decay. I purchased this in middle school and I just admired it so much. I bought it with my own babysitting money and I just could not imagine throwing this away. So much of the collection, even though it doesn't represent who I am today, it still represents the person I used to be, and I just feel still so connected to it, but I know I will feel like such a weight has been lifted. Just have this not be a constant reminder of the guilt that I feel from my years and years of over consuming. I think what I'm going to tackle right now is foundation. Foundation, concealer, probably might as well do powder and primers as well. And that is all in this drawer right here. I don't have too much of it left because like I said, I have like decluttered in the past, but I still just have way too much for what I wear today. Like I'm looking at this and I don't think I want to keep a single thing. And then another thing is I hope to never buy another eyeshadow palette in my whole entire life because I just have way too many. I do feel comfortable using super old powder eyeshadows. They're easy to sanitize. Powder should not harbor bacteria the way that cream does. Honestly, because it's my responsibility, I think I will be keeping like a lot of my powder items. I think we should just go ahead and get started. Here are all the foundations, concealers, powders, primers. So much of these I really did love, like the LA Girl Tinted Foundation. Used to love this product. Really loved the Catrice Liquid Coverage Foundation. I was a big fan of this Oma Beauty by Sharon C Flawless IRL foundation, but I went through a big phase where I really wasn't wearing foundation. I was really just wearing concealer. What ended up being like a regular favorite foundation of mine actually was the Sephora Matte Perfector Tinted Moisturizer. It's actually pretty full coverage in my opinion, but it's long discontinued. And then for my wedding, I did buy the Huda Beauty Easy Blur, which I really love. And then I also bought the About Face foundation, which I also super love, but I got this with like Ulta points, so I didn't spend my own money on it. The foundations and concealers I know I'm keeping for a fact are gonna be Urban Decay Stay Naked Quickie Concealers, my Tower 28 concealers, and then this Rare Beauty under eye brightener, my Huda Beauty Easy Blur, my About Face foundation, and then the Sephora Matte Perfection Tinted Moisturizer. I know I'm keeping these. I think what I'm going to do is actually pan the Sephora Matte Perfection Tinted Moisturizer. And then I did not realize that this Kosas powder was so close to being finished. So I think I will actually do a project pan, which I was not expecting out of this experience, but I think I'm definitely gonna do that. My two Kosas powders I'm definitely keeping. They're humongous, so they're gonna last me forever, and they're like my favorite powders I've ever tried. I do really like this Eucerin tinted sunscreen, but it is expired a few months ago. I am not usually super like rule following with expiration dates, except when it comes to SPF. I don't know, I feel like I should follow the rules when it comes to SPF and probably not wear expired ones. I do have these two IT Cosmetics CC creams, these like travel sizes, and one is expired, but the other one, this one, expires in 2026 next year, so 2026 in September. So I'm gonna keep that one, but probably get rid of the other one. I have these two Auric Glow Lusts. I actually got sent Auric PR a couple of times. I think that the travel size is great, but I actually don't really like it as much as I like my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, and not even this one. I like the lighter version of this one, but I don't know where it is right now. Yeah, I'm trying to be not selective because of the brand and be more selective just based entirely on the product. Whereas like in the past, I would have kept these two Auric Glow Lusts just because of the name. I am breaking my ties with brand loyalty, and I'm only going to be loyal to the function of the product that I want to use. I feel like definitely some type of way, especially about getting rid of like the Catrice liquid foundations over here, but I am just way happy with this selection of face products and like base products that I've been wearing all summer. I think I have like a little bit of everything. Like I have a more natural foundation, I have a more full coverage foundation, I have a natural concealer, I have a more full coverage concealer, and I feel really good about that. Like I think that that just works out perfectly for me, and the rest of this can really, or like the majority of this can really go away. I do have some more powders over here, like my MAC powder is definitely going to stay, but I'm going to focus on panning this Kosas one. I have another Kosas one. I think for the most part, I am going to keep my powders because powders, in my opinion, they don't really expire. That is really just what I'm going to also keep reminding myself is like, this makeup is still my responsibility, and if I can one day use it, I'm going to use it. But like foundations definitely expire after a little while. I think that they can be used a little bit past their expiration date, but like a lot of these foundations are super old. If I like really just don't have a purpose for them, then I just don't have a purpose for them and I have to let go. Oh, I am also going to keep the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. And then I have a little baby travel size of the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer, the best concealer in the whole entire world that has unfortunately been discontinued for like probably 10 years now. Like it's been discontinued for a very long time, and this little baby concealer, it still smells like the day it was born, and I will just, it's gonna go in my time capsule shoebox for sure. I have this Rare Beauty primer, I like can't tell if it smells weird or that's just how it smelled all along. I think it does smell a little bit weird, like a little bit fermented. Next, we're tackling the cheek drawer. Part of me thinks it's going to be easy because the majority of this stuff I haven't used in a really long time. A lot of it is cream cheek products, which go bad pretty easily. So there's a mix, obviously. There's some eyeshadows back here. There's some lip products over here. In this drawer is like a mix of eyeshadows and lip products, basically. I don't know what I like want to do with my Danessa Myricks color fixes. They look fine. Like, they don't look like they've been experiencing any weird separating, but let me take out all of this. These containers are how I had all my cheek products stored before, and I probably will continue to use them. So whatever I decide to keep, I'll start putting them away, but I'm hoping that I can use these for a mix of like cheek products and lip products and like face powders and stuff, not just cheek items, because I'm hoping to obviously have a lot less cheek products after I'm done decluttering. My e.l.f. putty blushes, I really liked them at a time. It's just when you have a collection like this, it is really impossible to use something up, and I hate that about having this much makeup. I did give these a smell test, and unfortunately they do just smell a little bit off from when I first got them, when they first came out, and this was 4 or 5 years ago. I am not a fan of cream blushes that you can stick a brush into. I like the formula of them just fine, and I think that they look pretty. There's nothing wrong with the way that they perform, but I do just think when you have a big collection like this, and it's pretty much impossible to go through makeup products, having that type of formula where you're dipping your brush into a compact and it's cream, it harbors a lot of bacteria, and I just think that I do not want this type of product in my collection right now. I actually really like these blushes from Pure Lease, but I don't think I like this color. I am going to keep these 3. I really love these 2 colors. I'm a little bit on the fence about this one, but I don't need to get rid of it right now. These Persona stick blushes smell a little funny. They're a little dry, and I think the color is a little off. Like, these didn't really look like this originally, so I'm gonna get rid of them. These blushes from Rare Beauty, they look really beautiful, but I do not like formulas like this where the blush is like really shiny and shimmery. I don't mind a shimmery blush, like the classic Milani Baked Blush. Love this formula. I will be keeping this. These, though, are like way too metallic. I don't think I like a metallic blush is the problem. Luckily, I got these in PR, so it's not a money waste thing for me, and they're barely used, so I think I'm just gonna put them aside and see if I have any friends that want them. Kind of similar, this blush from Kosas. I got this in PR recently as well. You would think I get a lot of PR, but honestly, I really don't get that much PR anymore. I haven't posted beauty content in a really long time, but I think sometimes brands just don't check their mailing list. But I think I'm going to keep this one for now because I do think it's a pretty color, and it is a little bit more similar to the Milani Baked Blush formula. Like, these actually do look pretty similar. And I do kind of want to keep as many powder blushes as possible because powder does not expire the way that cream does. Like, I really just think that cream potted formulas are really unsanitary when you have to like dip your brush into them. It's just a breeding ground for bacteria in my opinion. I do think stick formulas and like liquid formulas are a little bit better. You can keep them cleaner more often, and then you can keep powder products really clean. So I feel like I'm not in the business to really get rid of a lot of powder stuff. I will say I never reach for this pure blush. I don't think that this bronzer from e.l.f. is really my color. I think the same for these 2 like peachy blushes. They're just not really my color, so I'm gonna get rid of them. I just did a smell test for these and I really liked them at one point, but they are smelling a little bit off, so I'm gonna get rid of them. Let me start putting some of this stuff away. Laura Geller Gilded Honey, e.l.f. Baked Blush, and Pinktastic. These are archival. This baked blush was the dupe for MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle, and I so wish I still had my OG packaged Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. I don't know why I would have ever decluttered that. I don't know. There's been so many things in the past, like I had the original Becca Champagne Pop, Becca Opal. I don't know why I would have ever decluttered those. Those were archival. I should have known better. Getting rid of these because they stink. Never really liked this. These separate every time I use them and it's just kind of annoying to deal with. This isn't the best color for me. I'm keeping these bronzer sticks from Rare Beauty and I'd like to Project Pan this one because I am really close to finishing it. These are two bronzers that really work for me. I really like that they're powder. This one is my absolute favorite. It's from Becca, unfortunately, in Bronze Bondi. It's my favorite. I would consider buying a used one like on eBay or something, but apparently there's a bronzer from MAC that seems to be pretty similar that I might check out if and when I ever do finish this, but most likely I would like to also finish this one as well before I ever get a new powder bronzer. I actually didn't think I was going to keep these Danessa Myricks Vision Flushes, but I just swatched them and they're really pretty and they smell perfectly fine, so I am going to keep them. I will be keeping all of these. They're the newest cheap products I have in my collection. These Daniel Sandler blushes I got ages ago when I worked with, what is the website? It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't think it's gonna come to me. It doesn't matter. But they gave me a credit to buy a bunch of stuff if I did a video on what I bought. These blushes definitely piqued my interest. They seemed very like makeup artist kit worthy, which is something that has always intrigued me. I just knew that they would be quality and they totally are. But what is getting me is that they have a 6-month expiration date, which is kind of crazy considering the type of product that this would be for. They look amazing and they smell like totally fine. The orange one is definitely off. I think I don't need to keep it. Yeah, I don't know. These like still look really good. I thought I was going to get rid of these Daniel Sandler watercolor liquid cheek colors, mostly because I haven't really used them in a long time. They're quite old, but I just swatched them and they're gorgeous. Like even to this day. I don't think I'm gonna keep all of them, but I'm definitely gonna keep that bronzy one and then like this second one. Maybe even the first one too. Maybe the first, second, and the last one. In my foundation declutter yesterday, I got rid of the Auric Glow Lust, the travel size ones, but I totally forgot that I have full size ones as well. But I think what I'm going to do is actually declutter the large sizes. I'm going to see if I have any friends that might want them, because I could see myself using these for sure, but I don't know. Yesterday I felt like maybe I didn't need them, and I don't need them of course, but I could see myself using these at some point, and I don't want to get rid of them just for the sake of getting rid of them, especially when I have the option to get rid of the 2 full-size ones. And you've probably been wondering what I'm going to do with all of these Rare Beauty liquid blushes. The collector in me is totally like, I have to keep the band together. Like I have to keep all of these because it is a whole set, and thankfully I did not spend my own money on these. I also got these all in PR. When I opened up this PR package, I was blown away. It was at a point too where I had also stopped making beauty content. I think Rare Beauty just didn't know what I was up to, and when I got all these liquid blushes, I was just blown away. I think I did spend my money on 2 of them. I wanted to try the purple one out, and then I think this one is Joy, which is like an original color. I think I did buy these with my own money, but I've like gifted a lot of these to friends too because I've had duplicates because they send them in PR and whatever. I do not like this purple one. I know that for a fact. I don't think I could see myself wearing this bright pink one. They're flying away. I don't think I can see myself wearing this red one. I think these 2 are just too light for me. My camera ended up dying, but this is what I've got going on. These are what I'm keeping in these containers, and then these are the products that I'm getting rid of. I decided to keep 8 of the Rare Beauty liquid blushes, and what I'm going to do is every time I do my makeup for like the next couple of weeks, I'm going to go through and use one of these at a time and decide if I like it enough to keep it or get rid of it. New day, new project. I'm working on depotting the Urban Decay Stone Vibes palette. I've always really liked this palette. I think Urban Decay does a really good job at glitter shadow choppers, which is essentially this palette. I've always hated this packaging though because the palette is like 3D and it's very hard to store it among my other eyeshadow palettes. But I have this super old Sephora Z palette that I'm going to depot these eyeshadows in, but I am having a little bit of a difficult time. I was able to get one out and I just haven't been successful with the other ones. Luckily with this formula, it's kind of moldable. So I've like broken little pieces of this one off, but you can just like press it back in. But I don't want to have to do that like all the time. So I need something a little bit thinner to like slide in here. I need to use my needles again, honestly. All right, got one more out, and luckily these are magnetic. The actual palette itself isn't magnetic, but the pans are, which is sometimes not the case. But for how teeny tiny these eyeshadows are, the palette is huge. So this is gonna be a big space saver, and I'll definitely be able to fit other eyeshadows from other palettes in here. I know for a fact that I have another Z palette, and I am desperately hoping that I didn't get rid of it in a past decluttering rage, because I do that sometimes. I've excessively decluttered in the past, and sometimes it can be problematic for me. I'm hoping it's at my parents', but we'll see. Okay, I think I got it down enough so that I can show you. But basically, I've been putting like a little needle in the corner and wedging it in to give my spatula enough room to get from behind it and then lift it up. Oh. And then I can just pop it right in to the little Z palette. I'm kind of debating not even bothering depotting these more matte shades, just because I have like a million other eyeshadows that I can use that look just like it, because I really just like these shimmery ones. It gets easier the more you do it because you kind of get like a good rhythm down with it. And just gonna pop it in there. And they look so pretty side by side. I rearranged it because I feel like this gives me a little bit more room. But I think I'm going to pot these eyeshadows. It's the Urban Decay Moondust eyeshadow palette. Their Moondust formula is awesome. I think, honestly, my spark for makeup is coming back. I thought I'd turn the camera back on because I have resorted to just busting open this eyeshadow palette. Cardboard palettes are way better. It's like almost comical too when I get the eyeshadow pan out, how teeny tiny these eyeshadows are, and they like need this humongous palette to go with it. What is going on in here that it's like impossible? I feel like I'm gonna hurt myself. Okay, well, I'm gonna stick something in between here on this side, just so it doesn't close all the way. Oh, I wish I didn't bend with this tool. I really like it. I do not recommend trying this at home, but I'm very determined. What is connecting these? Come on. Yeah, it's only like one more. It's this one. It's like few. Oh my goodness. Well, Justin was going crazy at the same time that this just popped off, so that was terrifying. But luckily, all the eyeshadows survived. Seen some people do that and it like works really well, but this is like not really working out that well for me. Oops. Let me keep working on it. All right, finally got one out. I sacrificed a pair of tweezers. We needed new ones anyway, but I wanted to show you like how teeny tiny this little eyeshadow is, taking up so much space in this big palette. Luckily, it is magnetic, so it's just gonna pop right in there. But oh my god, these are like the teeniest, tiniest little eyeshadows, and they're taking up so much room. Yeah, I feel like I'll be more likely to use these two. Like, I love cute glitter, always have, but it's been a really long time since I've kind of embraced that because my makeup lately has just been so natural. But I don't know, I feel like we've turned a new page. And I'm gonna keep going because once you get one out, it gets easier. So I just have to remind myself that. Figured I'd let you tune in for the very last one. These actually popped out way easier than the ones in the Stone Vibes palette. I did obviously have to deconstruct the entire thing, so that wasn't really that easy. Just been hitting it with some heat with the hairdryer. And then I completely ruined my tweezers, by the way. So I had to resort back to the needles, which is fine. My fingers just needed a little bit of a break because I'm not wearing a thimble. And if you can see, I'm leaving myself a nice little indent there, which is kind of painful, but you just have to maneuver the needle underneath and pops right out. All palettes are super different, so the same technique is not going to work for everything. These are so pretty. I feel like I'm rediscovering a palette that I've had for literal ages. Because like, when was the last time I bought an eyeshadow palette? I'm literally trying to think. Literally so iconic that two of these bulky ass palettes just turned into this little one, and I still have room at the bottom for more stuff. I don't know what I'll put in it, but I have a little bit of room here for a few more things. I'll have to think about it. I'm moving on to lip products now, and I'm expecting to declutter several of these based solely on the way that they smell. Especially lip glosses. Lip glosses are one of the easiest makeup products to tell whether it's gone bad or not. It'll start having more of a plasticky smell. Every one of these is expired, and one even expired in 2022. So I'm getting rid of these. These Makeup by Mario glosses were really pretty, but they are definitely expired. They don't smell like they did when I first got them. Same for these lip glazes. I loved how these smelled when I first got them, but now they just smell off. I'm going to keep both of these Urban Decay lipsticks. One is in Your Sign and the other one is in Liar. Let me swatch these Juvia Place lipsticks. The first one's Toffee, the second one is Me, and then the last one's Libra. I just swatched them and I can see myself wearing all three of these. Instead of using a makeup wipe, I'm just using a makeup eraser. It takes off the swatch. I'm keeping this lipstick from Chantecaille. I would not spend my own money on Chantecaille. They sent me a lot of product years and years ago, but I find that the product, for it to be like a clean brand, it actually holds up really well. Like, none of my stuff really smells anymore. It's just a matter of if I use it or not. And I will use this lipstick still. These two lipsticks from Say unfortunately smell like Play-Doh, so I will be decluttering them. Revlon was like one of the first brands I was very, very excited to work with, and the first video I got to do with them was actually about these super lustrous glass shine lipsticks. And my favorites were Nude Illuminator and Rum Raisin. They actually still smell good even after all these years. It's been 5 years. They still smell good and they look pretty too. I haven't used them in a really long time, but I think I'm actually going to make myself wear them and maybe even project pan the Nude Illuminator. This Marc Jacobs lipstick in J'adore I got because I saw Emrata use it in a Vogue Get Ready With Me video, and it looked really good on her. I really liked how she used it. She used it just like blotting it, and I wear this lipstick all the time. I actually had to run downstairs and grab it from a bag, so I'm definitely keeping this. There was once a time where these Kaja gloss shots were my favorite lip gloss formula, and I still believe that they are nice glosses, but these are just so old and they do smell off at this point. I'm keeping both of these Milani lip glosses, but I'm getting rid of these two Revlon ones. Out of the Tower 28 lip jelly and the Kaja gloss shot, I do actually prefer the Kaja gloss shot formula, but the Tower 28 is newer and the gloss shot just smells off at this point, so I'm going to keep the Tower 28 but declutter the gloss shot. I like this lip oil from Clarins, but the packaging leaks, so I'm going to declutter it. I honestly can't picture myself doing red lipstick at this point in my life, and if there's ever a time where I might want to, I guess we'll just cross that bridge when I get to it, but I would much rather wear like fun eyeshadow or something before I wore a fun lip. I really clearly like my pinky brown nudes, if that wasn't obvious, so I am going to declutter these 4 red lipsticks. I do like a lip stain, so these 4 are staying. These are smelling weird, so I'm letting them go. I'll keep these lip glosses. And the Rare Beauty lipsticks. I was really lucky like a long time ago to get sent a bunch of these. I did obviously think it was super cool to get PR, and it was. Like, it is cool getting things sent to you for free, but at the same time, it can also be a burden. Like, I would not have, I mean, maybe I would have. I really did have crazy spending habits at one point, but like, I didn't ask for these is basically like what I'm saying. And at one point I had way more of them, and it does just get overwhelming. And my makeup collection has been just like super overwhelming to have in this office and to handle now that I'm like trying to declutter. Put these on the white because I feel like I'm having a hard time seeing everything, seeing all the colors on the brown. Personally, I don't like how they smell. My ideal lipstick is honestly a MAC lipstick. It is like one, nostalgic, the shape of it is perfect, and I love how it smells. I love how it wears. They have a great assortment of colors. I really like these lipsticks, like I actually do wear them pretty often, but let me swatch all of these. This first one is Lively, and I do like Lively. This next one is Bold, and I like Bold. I do remember liking Bold, but I just don't know if that's a color that I can see myself wearing. This one's Humble. Hopefully you guys can see pretty well. It's like a little bit lighter than Lively, so I kind of do like it. Next one is Talented. I think I really like Talented. Next one's Creative. I like Creative a lot too. And the last one is Worthy. I feel like Worthy actually might be a little bit cool tone for me, and I don't know that I like it. I think I'm going to declutter Bold and Worthy, which would be exciting. And then I would keep this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. They're all pretty similar. I do recognize that. Yeah, I don't need a makeup wipe. What the heck? That works so well. Let me make note of my favorite lip products, which are Milani Lip Liner in 04, the LA Girl lip liner in Sugar and Spice. The LA Girl Sugar and Spice is such a good dupe for the MAC Spice lip liner. The LA Girl one is on top and the Spice one is on the bottom. It's like such a close match. I just watched all of my lip liners. These are the ones that I'm going to be decluttering, mainly because they're either too purpley or too cool toned and just like not the right shade. For context, some of my favorite lip liners are MAC Spice, LA Girl, Sugar and Spice, and then NYX Dazed and Diffused lip liner or like lip pencil in Girls Trip. And these are the lip liners I'm keeping. I definitely prefer pencil lip liners over mechanical pencil lip liners. I just think the mechanical ones are a waste of plastic, and I actually much prefer the formulas always of the pencil lip liners, like the ones that you're able to sharpen. I think I might put this little baby Milani one in my project pan because it's so small. I feel like I could probably get it down to like just be a little nub. I'm also going to let my friends pick from their lip liners. And my sister recently gave me this Supergoop Glow Gloss, and I really love it. I've worn it all summer. And lastly, I will be keeping this Mario Badescu Rose Lip Balm. I feel like I'm actually starting to like my collection again. I only just started decluttering my eyeshadow palettes and I almost forgot to film it. But I have all of these matte palettes. I need to figure out which ones I'm keeping. I did just decide to keep this Sephora palette, but declutter that little Morphe palette over here. This is what it looks like. It was pretty similar to the Sephora one, but I like the Sephora one better. This is the 25A. By the way, I also depotted more of the Urban Decay Moondust shadows. So that was fun. These are all of the matte palettes I have, and this is definitely a tough decision for me. Although I wish that this Jason Wu palette had a little mirror, I do regularly use it, and it's a really good size to keep in my makeup bag. I do feel like this Milani palette is a little bit more unique than the others, but I don't use it that often. The lightest shade in this Milani palette broke, and honestly, it kind of bothers me that it's not there, so I'm going to get rid of it. This Makeup by Mario palette has a lot of good color options, and I love the big mirror. I honestly feel really torn between this Juvia's Place palette and this Spice Art palette. This palette has got to be over 10 years old, which is kind of making me want to declutter it. But the Juvia's Place palette, I rarely use it. I honestly forgot that this was in my collection. And it is so big. But I am kind of in my depotting era, and I kind of feel like I would use these colors a lot if I depotted them. I think I'm going to depot these and put them in a Z palette, and I think I'm going to get rid of this Spice Art palette. I actually think I might put this in my archives box because this was one of the first, not the first big, kind of the first really big makeup purchases that I ever made. I think at the time, this was like $80. Like, it was really expensive. It was a really long time ago. I must have used like my babysitting money on it or something because I like literally was cosplaying as a makeup artist. I don't know. I think I'm going to put this in my archival box, but I am going to keep the Juvia's Place palette. I'm going to declutter both of these face palettes. This one is from Smashbox and this is Charlotte Tilbury. These just do not work for me. As much as I want the Charlotte Tilbury one to work for me, I always try and make it work. It is just way too light for me. It looks fine, but it looks like nothing, so it just feels pointless to keep it. And this palette I mainly just kept in my little makeup artist kit, and I got a lot of use out of it, but I just like can't personally wear these colors. They're way too light. I'm going to keep the Urban Decay Naked Heat, but I'm going to declutter the Oma Beauty Poise palette. I think that's what this is called. Colors are gorgeous, but they are a bit deep for me, and I think that somebody else would really love this. I have the Pure Raw Beauty Christie collab. These are essentially untouched. I really liked Raw Beauty Christie at the time, and I don't watch her videos anymore. I'm going to declutter it. Honestly, always forget that I have this palette in my collection. This is the Master Palette by Mario Anastasia Beverly Hills collab. This palette, iconic. These colors are so good. They work super well for me. I'm really glad that I'm honestly doing this big declutter because there's so many products in my collection I feel like I'm going to be able to really enjoy, and I feel my love for makeup coming back. So I'm excited. Milani Gilded Terra palette. I'm going to declutter this. MAC Flamboyant palette. I feel weird about decluttering it, but I don't know how I feel about these colors, honestly. I am a warm tone girl, and there was a really long time where I took that and ran with it, but now I feel like these might be like a little bit too warm for me, and I really don't gravitate toward like golds and these kind of like burgundies. I don't know, it's really nice. I think I'm gonna sit on it, and I think that's fine. This is the Magical Eyeshadow Palette by Pacifica, and I'm going to keep it. I think it has a nice variety of like fun colors, but also good neutrals. I don't want to declutter my eyeshadow palettes to the point where I only have neutrals. Although I'm not like as fun with my makeup as I used to be, I still don't want to limit myself. Like I want to give myself the opportunity to get back there and do fun looks. So I'm going to keep this. This is the Tarteist Pro Glow and Blush palette. This was something that I kept in my little makeup artist kit, and I am going to be decluttering it. Physicians Formula All Stars palette. I'm going to declutter this. I got this in PR, I never really used it. Is Wander Beauty still a company? This palette is cute, but I'm gonna declutter it because it's kind of not doing anything for me. I'm gonna hold on to this Urban Decay Naked Half Baked. I am going to declutter this Fenty Beauty palette that I have. I never ended up really using these because I didn't like the quality that much. I really love the idea of a little quad like this. This one's from Makeup by Mario. I love the mirror. I just think like these warm tones are just not doing it for me, and I think I'm gonna declutter it. ColourPop and Nude Mood. It's just not giving me any reason to get rid of it, so I'm gonna keep it. Revlon Megan Thee Stallion Big Bad palette. I got this in PR, never used it. I'm gonna declutter it. These two cutie palettes. I think I'm gonna keep the Peach Sea one, but declutter the Jason Wu one. I don't think I'll wear these colors. Both of these Jason Wu cheek palettes are staying, but I am considering depotting them. I'm keeping both of these Inglot palettes. Like I was saying, there was a time where I literally thought the warm tones were the end-all be-all of eyeshadows for me, but I just don't feel that way anymore. I'm still gonna keep these though. I actually designed these when I was in London, so they're a little bit sentimental to me. This missing eyeshadow does bother me though, and although I'm not buying makeup anymore, I would consider just buying one little thing to fill that up. These tiny Lorac palettes are cute, but I think I'm only gonna keep this one. I have quite a few of these Mop Beauty palettes. I did design one myself, and then I ended up getting on their PR list, so I have more than I need for sure. This palette that I have right here is definitely my favorite. I kind of feel like I could keep this and fill this up with ones I like and then perhaps declutter the rest. Okay, I'm gonna keep these and then get rid of these. I wish I could tell you I used this, but I never ever did. I'm going to keep it though because maybe I can find a use for it one day. These were all in my makeup artist kit. I am going to keep them, especially because I just decluttered a lot of lipsticks. I'm going to keep these because, I mean, maybe what if I need a red one day? I don't know. Somebody was concerned about that. Like, what if I need a red lipstick one day? I'm going to keep these, so don't you worry. This is an Anastasia lip palette. This is a Mario lip palette. And then this is an RCMA foundation palette. I want to show you two palettes that I am keeping. The Urban Decay Stone Vibes and the Urban Decay Moondust palette. But I actually depotted them and put them in the C palette, and they're beautiful. I never liked that the Stone Vibes palette was 3D. It like never sat well in the collection. It's beautiful, but it just never sat well in the collection. And I feel like I'm going to be so much more likely to use these colors because I can see them. So these are the palettes I'm keeping. And this is the growing basket of things I'm going to give away. I'm starting to get a little bit over having to film the makeup decluttering because I kind of just want to be done with it. I just went through my single eyeshadows. I'm going to keep all of these and I'm going to depot these but at a later time. And I'm getting rid of these and I'm keeping these like eyeliners and pencils. I'm keeping all of these. I don't use them, but I don't know. I just want to keep them. I want to keep them right now. I'm going to throw these in here. Hopefully they fit. That is so nice. And depotting these will give me so much more room. And I do find these a little bit difficult to use. I love the idea of them. I think that they're super cute, but I do find them kind of hard to use. Depotting them, I think, will give them new life in my collection. Let's just go through brow products really quickly so I can finally be done makeup decluttering. This Rare Beauty brow gel is empty. This one still has some product left. This one is pretty much full. I'm going to project pan that. This is a new brow gel that I got from my sister. I thought I really liked it, but I'm a little bit unsure about it now. Milani Stay Put. This is full. This one might be empty. Yeah, this one's pretty dry. This Milani Brow Glue. This is pretty good. And then same with my NYX The Brow Glue. I like that as well. 3 NYX Lift and Snatches. Whoa, okay. Let's see. That still has some product. All of these I think are gonna still have product, which is why I have 3 of them. Cause like some of them get gross and chunky. I don't know. I feel like this one maybe was the best one. That one might be the newest one. So I'm gonna put that one aside and then try and project pan these. I'm keeping this Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is done. No, it's not done actually. I just don't think I like this very much. I'm gonna project pan that. I'm going to, oh, this one's empty. I'm sorry, you've not been in frame. I'm a terrible, terrible filmer. Getting rid of this. I do not like this Refi pencil, but I don't have that much of it. I think I can project pan it. And this one from Rare Beauty, this is black, and I don't wear black in my brows. So I think I'm going to just repurpose it and use it for something else. This Kosas brow gel is like nearly full. I'm gonna keep it. I hate this Refi brow gel. I'm getting rid of it, along with this Refi like putty brow product. And this Jason Wu brow gel, I never really liked it. It's tinted and I don't like it. I think it's like really wet and I don't like a wet brow formula. Okay, I'm gonna project pan these and keep these brow products. So this is all the makeup that I'm getting rid of. I even went through that big box the other day and I did take some things out that I wanted to save, things I felt like I could use or repurpose. But one of these days I'm going to have my friends actually look through all of this stuff, decide maybe what they want to take, and then I will start my big project of properly recycling what is left over, and I do plan on documenting that, so stay tuned for that. It is a little bit messy, but here's what's in my top makeup drawer. I'm not gonna spend so much time getting crazy over organizing this because it will just look this way. My top makeup drawer always gets super messy because it is just a mix of things like face products, some eye products, eyebrow products, all different sorts of stuff, but that is what this drawer is looking like. This next drawer has more of like my single eyeshadows in them, also brushes, all my Danessa Myricks color fixes, the Suva liners that I have. So that is what this drawer is looking like, some random smaller eyeshadow palettes. And then this is the last drawer with makeup. I was able to fit all of my makeup in these 3 drawers, which was really nice. And this has more of my cheek products, lip products, and then all of the big eyeshadow palettes back here. But I am so much happier with my collection. I feel myself coming up here more often and just kind of playing in my makeup a little bit. For the past few years, I've been having a difficult time playing with makeup again. I really feel like me decentering brands and kind of getting detached from the product's identity with everything, not just makeup, has made such a huge difference. If you want to follow me on TikTok, I really talk a lot about this over on TikTok, but I do plan on bringing it to YouTube as well. But it has just been so transformative in my life. I feel like decentering brands has officially helped me get over my shopping addiction, which has been huge. And I think by doing this and decluttering in the way that I have, where I'm going into it more product first focused with open eyes and consideration on different ways I can use my products, I just feel so much more inspired, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this whole transformation and new outlook impacts the way that I interact with makeup and film makeup videos, because now all of a sudden I do have like so many ideas. And yeah, I think it's just going to be like a really fun and exciting thing that I get to now explore. And now I don't have the burden of all of this product just laying around my house that I am not using. So it is such a relief. It's so awesome. I'm so glad I also finally got around to editing this video because it was super long. But now I feel like I can put this all in the past, get back to living my life, get back to exploring what decentering brands looks like in my life and how I can maybe spread that message. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me while I declutter my makeup collection. Follow me on TikTok. I'm pretty active on there right now at Respun by Chessie. And my next video, I plan on doing a get ready with me using my Project Pan products. So yeah, that is going to be it from me today. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so, and hopefully I will see you next time.